Hey, welcome. I'm lisanatoli, and today I'm going to be answering a question that came in from a woman named Frances as a result of last week's video where I talked about that your thoughts do not create your reality. So, Frances wrote in this awesome question about why some people have more negative thoughts than positive thoughts. So I'm going to answer that. And the short answer is old habit. And if you stick around, I'm going to give you a more complete answer. So thank you for being here. I am Lisa Natoli, if you're new to this channel. And I teach healing, awareness, and consciousness. And I had a very direct experience of being sick and applying some of the things that I share here, and I put it all in an 8-week online video course called The Healing Cure, which is available on my website. And what I love about sharing these ideas is how practical they are, how down to earth, and how simple. And often people think change and healing is difficult and complex and complicated and impossible, and it's absolutely not. It's At first it is. I have to say that. It's not like I suddenly realized something and then changed my life overnight. But I began to recognize that we can identify with our eternal changeless self and stop identifying with the body, the stories, the memories. And that goes along with the question that Frances asked. And she writes in from last week. Love your summer pink top, Lisa. Thank you so much, Francis. A little diversion from my usual white tops and white sweaters and all things white. I always wonder why some people have more negative thoughts arising than other people. Lately, I have been aware of a lot of negative thoughts about myself, actually, like voices in my head speaking. Why can't loving thoughts arise out of consciousness as naturally as negative thoughts seem to arise out of consciousness? Francis. Such a good question. And it really is old habit that we pay attention to the so-called negative thoughts, and that gives us the picture of where we think we are. So in the Healing Cure, I call it a location. And I have a friend in Australia, his name is Max. He calls it a point of viewing. So it's not that we have a point of view, my point of view is, and then we say what we think on a certain topic, but it's a point of viewing. It's the point where you hang out, where you view the world. And where most of us are located is in body identification. And what I mean by that is this belief I'm separate, I'm alone, I'm a gender, a person, an age, I'm a story, I have a past and I have a future. And that's the belief. And it seems real. It seems that we have a lot of evidence that we are bodies. But to keep an open mind and to realize that you are pure consciousness and there's other thoughts arising in the same space. And all that's needed is the awareness of this. And so for me in sickness, it was just the thoughts were I'm sick, I'm dying, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. This hurts. This shouldn't be happening. There was all this negativity, and I don't know what to do. It was a lot of doubt, a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, a lot of self-sabotage, a lot of attacking. That was my location. That was my point of viewing. And the picture that I got in life was matching the location where I hung out. It's like hanging out in a neighborhood. And it's giving you a picture of the neighborhood where you can just go one street over and the scenery is completely different. And we don't know that. We think, well, this is just how it is. Oh, well. And in the same place where all of those thoughts were, I'm weak, I'm frail, I'm powerless, I'm sick because of grievances that I've been holding on to. I haven't been vigilant with the spiritual work. I'm judging, I'm resisting, I'm attacking myself. So all of this negativity in the same space is a whole other world. So what happened for me was I realized, oh, that's just a thought. I'm sick. No, I'm not sick. I'm eternal, changeless, whole being, infinite being. And it didn't change overnight, but I began to recognize I'm not weak, I'm not frail, I'm not powerless. And I chose to focus my attention and awareness on that. And and what happened for me was I started, instead of attaching myself to a thought, why is this happening? I don't like this. I started to see the symptoms as part of the adventure I was on, like just part of this journey of discovery and investigation. I mean, I was always really curious about healing and how it works and how awesome. I've been given like something to experiment with in my own life. So I had a change of attitude where it just suddenly was curious. I was full of wonder. I mean, it in the describing of it now, I make it sound like it was all, super easy. I wasn't. I still had pain back then. I still had symptoms that, you know, caused me not to be able to function very well. But I at that time just could see, oh, I don't have to like buy into the story. And I started to just feel like, oh, this is like an opportunity. This is my life. This is what it looks like, and how exciting. And that was the same space that the negativity was arising. So, thank you, Francis, for the question. Because what you will discover, and everyone who's watching this video, if you just stay present, you'll start to notice that there's so much more that can be seen and experienced. You don't have to latch on to that negative thought. It's just arising. And I encourage everyone to go to last week's video, that your thoughts do not create your reality, and really just let yourself stay open to this idea, because your reality is changeless. Our thoughts don't create our reality. Our reality is set. Our reality is perfect happiness, perfect wholeness, perfect health, perfect peace. That's our reality. But when we identify with the thing we're not, this limited body that thinks it's separate and alone, we think we get the results of that, which is what I call a location. We hang out there. I'm alone, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm angry, I'm upset. It's just a location. And what happens is most people, especially if you're on a spiritual path, is vacillate between the locations of happiness and peace and the location of I'm a body and I'm sick and weak and frail and I have no money, and so healing is a way to make that journey from the one location to the other location, which is here in the same space, and then to stabilize yourself here, establish yourself in this state of being, which is pure consciousness. So, the only way to do it is to begin to experiment with the thoughts that are arising. See it for yourself, and you will find out that it's true. Thank you for watching. I love you.